ask this, or what should I do? And the other problem can be, because if you don't know how to solve it, then you stuck, and that can be a good excuse to not stop working and delay, making excuses and stuff. But if you have a mentor, you can ask it, what should I do here, or what do I do here then?
So you're looking for that guidance, and maybe if you don't mind me saying, there was a bit of uncertainty about the next step on how to run ads. So maybe that's another problem you're facing as well.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, that's definitely something we can be some help with. So how much are you looking to make per month with Beacon?
Well, as I told,
so pause it there.
I forgot his name. He got a hard name though.
Yeah. So those are So I think those are good challenging questions, right? Like, hey, like making sure that you challenge him on things that he said. So he was like, yeah, I was looking for another mentor. I would maybe ask like, okay, like, are you still seeking another mentor? Or are you kind of seeking like us? And if he's like procrastinating, you can be like, are you still in a position where you're procrastinating, or you're like ready to take action?
Right. Okay.
You can leverage these tools so that you can increase, because obviously you want to close set.
Yeah.
Right. So you can leverage your tools to kind of frame it. Like the way I want you guys to kind of book calls is like, obviously, again, we talked yesterday about like having like an open thing, but like making sure that they don't just come in easy. It's like you're challenging them too,
That's what I think I've been struggling with, and that's why they're not closing. It's like the urgency part. It's all right saying at the end, like, oh, it's really important that there's like we don't reschedule this, that, and the other. But I want to be throughout creating that urgency with the things.
Yeah, just challenge them. Any red flag that comes up, just be like, and are you in a position where, because it's not like you can have somebody who has this sense of urgency and commitment with low money versus high money. I've always seen this across all offers, like people who barely are scraping it and giving it their all, like they have that urgency, like they'll 3Pay or figure out something to get a loan in PIF versus like vice versa.
That's right? Where he said about at the beginning, what did he say? Where I said about right at the start, he said something. And I thought that I hit that head on. Shit, what did he say?
Go ahead.
Right in the beginning. I forgot. Like,
it's winning product and summary.
Yeah, the product. Yeah.
If it was sell, but I haven't started any ads or tested any product.
Oh yeah, I thought I addressed that or tried to quite well there. Like where I said, he was like, I found success, or like they said the products were good, but I never done it myself, and I was like, why would you not have done it yourself?
Yeah.
And I think that's where the procrastination thing come from. And then I should have doubled down and asked again there. Like I done the first bit, but I just didn't get to the second bit to time down.
Yeah. You want to think of them coming to you like your it's like literally think of it as an interview.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is like, I think you can say it, but I want you to really frame it as an interview. Like imagine when both of you guys were in an interview to me, like you guys, if I said like, oh, like what's your biggest weakness and what's your greatest strength? When I kind of ask those questions, like, you guys are going to try to put up the best response, right? So like, think of it like, they have to give you the best response. And if they don't, like you have to challenge and kind of see like what's going on.
Yeah.
So keep going. I just want to see it.
So to be honest, then the other problem can be, as I told I forgot his name. He got a hard name though.
Yeah, you got his name.
Yeah. So I told him like next 3 months I want to be like a professional dropshipper. It doesn't mean that I have to scale like 100 or 200K a month, but at least I have to make like sell 5 to 10K a month. Like I want to do that like by January 1st, 2024, at least selling 5 to 10K a month, or
Okay, so that's by January. And where are you currently at? So you haven't started at all yet? Like you haven't made any sales, is that right? Or have you made some organic?
No organic.
Okay, cool, no problem. Yeah. So what would that 5 to 10K a month be able to do for you? In comparison to at the moment.
Well, I got big dreams, and in order to achieve the big dreams, I just have to start making enough money to, not hustling outside, or working for somebody else. Yeah. Once I doing that, then all my focus will be what I want in the next 5 years or next 10 years, Sure. So that's what 5 or 10K, it won't make me rich, or it's not gonna, give me like right away access to things. But at least for the next 6 months, I'll be able to quit what I do right now and focus all the dropshipping on my future goals.
Cool. Yeah, for sure. So what is it that you do for work at the moment?
Well, I do like package deliveries for Amazon, right? So I don't know if you have heard of Amazon Slacks. And I do like, in the morning, I get up like 3 o'clock in the morning and I do package deliveries, 4 hours, 5 hours, sometimes 8 hours. So.
Right. Okay. So if you don't mind me asking, how much are you currently making per month?
I would say per month I'm making like 6 to 7.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So you're at that 6 to 7K per month mark. If you was able to do that with e-commerce, like, would there be much change to your life? I understand that you've got big goals, but you know, rather than having to be somewhere for work, let's say you're now making this money online, would that be able to do or change anything in your life?
Definitely, because I mean, then I'm not gonna quit my job till this money that I make from e-com or selling, I will invest it back on on my. I have a YouTube channel. I started like 3 months ago. I have 1.2 we have 200 subscribers on it. It's doing good. So that's the long term. But I'll be if I make money from selling, I'll keep investing either on my YouTube channel or back to selling.
But the goal isn't to quit your job with this.
But until I'm 100% sure, amen, I don't need that job. I make money. I can invest. In the meantime, I can make something for my expenses as well.
Definitely. So do you feel as though you could hit that 5 to 10K month goal on your own at the moment?
Well, if I stop procrastinating and start working like really, see the analysis.
Yeah, see, that's the second time he's brought it up.
Yeah. Just add a little bit more of that. We call it in this space like daddy, but add a little bit more of that like that challenge energy, right? Like challenge them, be like, and always just kind of mentions like you always have a good excuse, like like Jad doesn't want to waste his time with his team, like he always wants to make sure that like this is a good fit. So like why do you feel like are you in a position to take action now, or do you feel like you're gonna procrastinate?
Yeah.
And just kind of like always challenge them. I think what you're doing is right now you're going through the process and the motion, and level 1 was kind of getting like good reps in. Level 2, you're kind of getting to the process and the motion. Now level 3 is kind of like almost analyzing who they are.
Yeah.
And really just like challenging them,
I do think that I am at a bit of a like different stage now, like you say, like in terms of where I need to sort of not what my frame is, but who I am when I'm talking to them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I feel as though I'm going for a stage of like you say, it's almost as if the call is now second nature. I could talk to you, run, but it's how I position myself and actually, like you say, at deeper level, understanding how they're going to answer and sort of working out how to weave my way through the conversation.
Yeah, just always challenge them, because like we're okay not having to be nice.
Yeah.
And literally like to be very like transparent, like Jad doesn't want to waste his time. Like, he's very like straight up, so like you can use that and be like, look, like, he does like e-commerce first, and he does this because he wants to help the actual space, like to not get like, whatever.
And that's sort of why I think that I was happy with the guy earlier who had the money, because I was like, coming into the call, he'd booked through Bio, didn't realize that this call was for a one-on-one.
Yeah, that's fine. That's most likely fine, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying. So I just got the right impression and felt as though I read him well, and he was keen and like ready to get started, and he'd made an effort himself, and I could just tell you didn't expect to come here and be making or understanding that you might make a decision of spending all of your savings. So maybe in a month's time, he wanted to reach back out as well. So I felt as though I was just left on a good foot. But
yeah, and but I would add too, like always like challenge them, always add a sense of urgency. You can always say like, yeah, we only have limited spots every single month, so like I want you to be very aware of that. And like if somebody already has a call with us, like we want to make sure that if they hop on the next call, that like they're either taking some sort of action, because it's not a yes, it's a no. If it's not a no, it's a yes. Like that's how very black and white we are. If it obviously makes sense. So just like I would just add a little bit more challenge. I would add that to you a little bit too, Jack. I know you have an open mindset, which is good, but like add a little bit of that challenger energy as well. Just so like you can ask these couple questions, like you can be like and why is now a time where you want to make a decision like this? And then if they don't, and if they don't have that question, just ask, be like, okay, but like why is this kind of a time where it makes sense, like outside of this? And then you can also ask, like, I would ask this question too, like, cool, like, so one thing that's super important for us is like, people are committed to the process. Like, are you a person who is like willing to take action, willing to stick with the process? Because like to be successful in this in the e-commerce space, like you got to be committed to the process. Like, are you a person who takes action, committed to the process? And that gets people to be like, that's where you can kind of really understand who they are. And you're like, yeah, but, and then you're like, what do you mean, but? And then they're like this, and that. And you're like, okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense. And then you give it to the closer, you give them that main objection. Because the only thing that like we have good closers, the only thing that I wouldn't say is holding us back, but the only thing that like that I would focus on in this offer is like the objections that the closers have. Because like the closers have good discovery, they have a good pitch. It's just about understanding the objection process as well. Any other questions?
All good.
Do you guys have a call after this?
I'll go one-on-one.
Okay,
I get like back calls.
that's good. Let's kind of see how this call went for like 5-10 minutes. I want to see.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you don't mind, like 15.
Make things first. I'm not very well in English, but I think his result for the Israeli customers well more than the English customers or worldwide customers, and I can pronounce better in Hebrew than in English.
Yep.
And that's why I tried to do it in Israel, and I had some success. But it's a small country. I can still succeed, but it's a small country, and for the better and the worst side. Less competition. Yeah.
I'm from Europe, from the Netherlands, which is also a small country, and I was able to make. There's a lot of people there that are able to make a lot of money in e-com. And
Actually, I'm running it right now. The same product that went well and it's still going well. So maybe worldwide it can be better.
Yeah.
Than, yeah.
I mean, why not just do that? Like, why are you looking for help from Jad? Why not just try it yourself first?
Actually, I'm not sure if I need help from Jad. It's just that I saw an opportunity to talk to him or his team one-on-one, and I jumped it immediately because I can say that I admire him. One of the mentors that I see that he really knows what he's talking about. So opportunity.
100%. How long have you been in e-com now by yourself?
Around 3 years. Something like that. Yeah, and I ran stores around the last 1.5 years, something like that. That's
for about 1.5 years you've been doing it.
Yeah, I study marketing in general, but specific e-commerce in 1.5 years.
Gotcha. So 1.5 years you've been doing e-commerce. I guess 1.5 years ago, like let's go back a little bit, right? To when you started running your own store. Like what were the goals that you had that you wanted to reach?
Actually, I wanted to make an online.
I know he's doing.
I didn't really have a cash goal.
Yeah, you're gonna like loop around. Like, are you there yet?
It went really fast. I didn't see it coming. The big numbers. And when I saw that it's possible, then I wanted to make it my life purpose and my job.
What about now? Like, what's the goals that you have? Like, what are you looking to achieve in the next year?
I don't really sure how to answer that because I know that in e-commerce it can be very, very fast. And I don't know what's the goal. The goal is basically live off my stores, my profit in my stores.
How much would you need to make to be able to do that?
I think genuinely, around 3 or 5K profit. It's a
how much profit are you making right now?
No, right now I closed the store. I just launched the new store that I talked about earlier about the eyelash. Yeah, a few days ago actually. So I don't make my profit from there. I'm working 9 to 5, unfortunately, because it wasn't stable the stores. So I went to something that I learned at school. So I work at it now.
Yeah. Do you feel like now you're able to get to 3 or 5K a month in profit by yourself with the knowledge you currently have with your eyelashes?
Yeah, of course, yes. It's just that in Israel there are a lot of taxes. So when
time to leave Israel, bro. As soon as you start making money.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'm more than happy to talk to you, right? It's not that I'm not. But I truly
no, it's a good set, George. I think remember when we talked about it, it was kind of like yeah, just push it. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's okay if the closer has to work a little bit. It's not always going to be easy for the closer. He's gonna. You see, what Mike is doing is attacking different angles, right? He's kind of like this and this. I probably would have gone a little bit deeper where he was like, well, I want to know Jad's and team, Jad and his team. Be like, well, what exactly do you want to know a little bit? I feel like you can just cut straight to the source, but he's getting there.
I feel actually
he's going to confront right now
that it might make more sense to maybe circle back a month from now, because then you have some data on your store. You know what I mean? Because now it's kind of like, what are we going to talk about? We can talk about goals and hey, what do we want to achieve, which is fun, but that's not going to bring you anything.
Yeah.
It might make more sense to I'll let Jad know. I'll send you a message on IG, and then we circle back a month from now once you have some data from your store. And if it's going great, now we can kind of look at hey, what resources do we have to make it even better? And if it's not going well, what resources do we have to fix it so you can start living off of e-com and no longer have to work the 9 to 5? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
No, I don't want to waste your time. So if that's what you think, I appreciate it. But I think there is a lot of room to improve everything. If that's that, I'm taking the store that
we did a takeaway, which I don't mind, right? Like I don't mind, but it's kind of this like the same mindset, we were talking about.
In Israel, and I'm going to worldwide. It's possible. I don't know. There's a lot of ways to scale.
Yep.
Like, I don't think there's nothing to do. I think there's a lot to do, but I don't know what to do. No.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, gotcha. Because basically, what this call usually is about, like this call, is about you possibly working with Jad with his mentorship. You know what I mean? Where Jad actually coaches you one-on-one for 6 months, helps you, shows you how everything works, and shows you how to do everything. But if you feel like you can keep growing right now as fast as you think you can, and you feel like you don't need help, maybe we had some miscommunication, right? But if you feel like I don't need help right now, then maybe it's not the best moment at the moment, where maybe a month from now it might be. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I was thinking.
no, the help that I can take is starting everything from the beginning from scratch, like in the right way. You know, I had a lot of ups and downs, and it wasn't stable, so that's why I quit it. I don't know. Whatever you think, I can do. I can start on my own and talk to you again when something starts to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more than happy to talk about it with you now, but kind of that was just the impression that I got. Like, you felt like everything was okay now, you know?
Mhm.
And if you feel like everything is okay, we don't have to do much. But if you're like, hey, I do feel like I need help because if I don't learn how to do creatives or if I don't learn how to do something, I'm never going to reach the goals that I have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
No,
then
I do think. Sorry, sorry, interrupting. I do think that I need help. It's just that I don't sure on what help I need it. I need it in. You know.
for sure. For sure. Is it more like someone who literally looks at what you're doing and kind of tells you like, hey, improve this, improve that?
Yeah, that sounds great. You know.
Because you don't know what you don't know, right?
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
So what do you feel would be the benefit of that? Is that would you get to your goals faster? Would you create more consistency? What would that do for you?
If I have someone that's on my, I think that he can save me a lot of times on testing and failings because I have someone that's know better than me and he knows the things that I don't. So time would be the time.
You see, he does need help.
My thing is though, like, right, like in 2 days, is that people or is that my fault? Because his story is completely different. We watched the call the other day. He said that he had money. He said that he had a store currently making 10K per month. Now he's come here. He's in a 9-to-5 job, and he's cancelled his stores all in the 2 days that I set him, or like, over the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, like, the biggest thing with this is people are going to tell you information because they have ego, you know, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I have a store, blah, blah, you know, whatever. So they might come to the closer call more open because, you know, they're kind of like, you know, they, you know, it's a little bit more serious, you know, they kind of have this like serious frame and everything. So it's like, that doesn't,
I need to create that though?
Yeah, you should create that. Yeah, 100%.
Because like my thing is, this has happened too many times now where I'm hearing from Mike that he's been told a different story. It's the same with the couple who are meant to pay tomorrow, right? They told me we've got 5K. Like, no, they said we're above the 5K mark. We've got 5 to 10K. But they got on the call with Mike and they're telling him we've got that, but we haven't got access to it. I know that's a different sort of story, but why am I not getting the same answers as Mike? It's obviously the questions he's asking in comparison to me, but it's also like there's only, you know, you can only ask a question and get the answer they're going to give. I don't know if they're lying, you know?
Yeah, you just got to have a little bit more of that challenge energy because I think you're a little bit too nice on the call. Yeah. And then like Antonio, you've seen Antonio's call, right? Like he's kind of like, he's serious in a different way. Like he has his own seriousness. So whatever can kind of create that challenge type of energy on your end, right? To make sure that it's like in sync.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, yeah. So just like I would say, you know, Mike is a little bit kind of like, you know, a lot. But to be honest, you also don't have to believe Mike all the time because he did say he needed help.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's also where I'm like, look, my head's spinning because I'm like,
yeah, but the thing is what I'm trying to say is like he's not always telling the truth.
That's my point.
Yeah, yeah.
Spinning because I'm like, I was told this. You're now voice noting me this other story.
Yeah.
Am I like, and it's happening too regular now to the point where I'm like, look, am I just being?
No, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. Trust me. You're doing fine. It's more of like, I want to see how this goes.
Money, actually. You can save me time money.
Oh, 100%. When I started, I thought I could do it myself and I spent $10,000 on advertising. Trying to figure it out, you know? So I definitely see what you're saying. Yeah, so it's really saving time, which is the biggest thing, right? Because time you can only spend once and then also saving you money and making sure you don't make mistakes, for sure. I mean, that's kind of what Jad does because it's very hands-on. You know, it's very one-on-one and it's not group coaching. It's literally one-on-one direct coaching with Jad. If you want to, we can talk about what that actually looks like.
Yeah, I'd love to hear that. At the beginning, I don't sure if
it's more so like a step-by-step video training, ice bath, about buying an ice bath. I wanted to cover. So just ask any question you want.
You know, can you
US dollars? Yes.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I can do it. Actually, I have a new business partner that I would like to share that idea because it's not a small investment, but I think I want to do it.
Sure.
Okay.
So what specifically makes you think you want to do it?
Because I like the way I think you and Jad also. I think you guys know the job. Jad seems like the thing that you mentioned that he can be specific with. I mean, I can have a conversation with him directly. That means that he wants to really help to his yeah.
I mean, that's the truth. That's why I said earlier on in the call, listen, if you don't need help, let's not have this call because then what does Jack can do? You know what I mean? That's why I mentioned it. Yeah. Cool, man. That sounds pretty good. Yeah, have a chat with your business partner. What if your business partner says I don't want to do it?
So I think to do it on my own. it's not a small budget for me right now for my situation.
course.
But I really think that I can bring it back with Jad help very soon. So I need to think about it if I want to take that risk, or maybe take that risk in a later like in a month from now, like when I have
100%. I mean, and that's what it is, because yes, it is a lot of money right now, right? I mean, bro, like I used to work at McDonald's before I started getting coached from Jet, so it was also a lot of money for me. You know what I mean? That's the reason why they need help, because it is a lot of money, and that's literally what Jet told me, because I had the luck of talking to him on this call. Essentially, he's just too busy now, so he asked me to take him almost all of them. But he told me, like, yeah, of course it's a lot of money, but if you feel like actually working with me 6 months from now, you're going to be making 15K a month, and you've been dragging by yourself for a year now. I mean, is it then worth it? You know, and at that point, looking back at it as the person that's making 15K a month, you look back at it, you're like, it is. You know,
Yeah.
That's always the question. Yeah, bro. If you want, message DM Jed. If you want this call recording to show to your business partner, so you know nothing gets lost in translation,
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
happy to send it. Just DM Jed after the call, so he reminds me. Otherwise, I forget. And then
Perfect.
we'll get you the call.
Oh, I remember the question that I had. If I target worldwide from for example, for Israeli Facebook profile, is there a problem? I heard that Facebook prefer English or USA accounts over some other accounts. Is there a problem with that? Should I get a USA account maybe?
Yeah, it's easier. It is easier to buy a new account. That is, like, you can buy a new Facebook account, right? A reinstated one, which is going to cost you about $200. It is a little bit better, but you don't have to, because the difference is pretty small. And in the beginning, it's just not worth it. Ultimately, you do want to shift to an American account, but ultimately you want to shift everything to the US. Once you really start making money, you want to shift everything there, because it's going to be better for your business if you're actually making money there, to have your business situated there for everything. That's not just going to be Facebook. That's also going to be Shopify. That's also going to be PayPal. That's going to be, well, PayPal actually not, but further than that, everything you want to have it in the US, because it's just going to be better. But you don't have to. You know what I mean with that?
When you did your e-commerce, you are in the Netherlands. Did you sell to the US?
I sold to Norway, Sweden, Finland. You want to shift, but you don't have to. And
Well, so don't waste your time after all.
for sure, no problem, bro. Eventually becomes never. Just remember that. You know, we always say eventually I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to become, you know, very, very strong. Eventually becomes never. And remember, I'm here to help, and that's why I'm saying it, right? Because if you felt like, hey, I don't want to do this, we would have been cool as well. But if you feel like this is going to get you to 5, 10, 15K a month quicker than it does doing it by yourself, a lot quicker, and you feel like you can actually see yourself being there 6 months from now rather than a year from now, ask yourself if it's worth it to wait.
Actually, I do think it will be a good thing for me, but the price right now in my situation right now it's not low. It's really high.
100%. I mean, yeah, on one side, that's, and I'm with you, bro. On one side, that's almost a good thing, because that puts your back against the wall as well.
Don't want to close it right now, you know.
Again,
Yeah, not a bad call. He
Yeah.
just needs to do open wallet.
The other bit again, like he told me he didn't have a business partner. So is he lied to Mike or is he lied to me? Because
I think it's kind of a little cop out, you know. It's kind of just like,
Yeah.
maybe I have this, it's fine, but like yeah, I think, yeah, he just needed to do open wallet, because in that scenario it's like, okay, so like, let's say hypothetically your business partner says no and you were to do it right now, so anything with everything with the program makes sense. Yeah, okay, so it's just finances. Well, how about we just come up with kind of a little bit of a custom plan to kind of like, perhaps like, but I can kind of know a little bit more about the numbers that you have.